Viewer discretion is advised. Go where no man has gone before.
It'll make your head spin. It'll knock your socks off.
Broadcasting live from 34-degree downtown Cleveland. It's station WDWL TV, home of not one, but 2 stars on the Hollywood Walk of Fame and an Oscar. Buddy. I am your host, the Grumpy Old Man, and our show is brought to you by Grumpy Vulture Productions. No bow. Thank you. See you, bye. Oh, come on. Damn tablet. Come on, tablet. Oh, this thing. Come on, tablet. That's better. So, how you doing tonight, Kitty? Goddamn cold. I wish I wish the weather would get better. I'm tired of this goddamn cold ass weather. Jesus. What's it like down in your neck of the woods? Oh, I knew there was something I wanted to bring up before we get rolling here. Look at this email. I got this email. 43, not much better than it is here. I got this email from the vice president of I can't get over this goddamn ding dong delivery. The vice president of ding dong delivery. Goddamn. I can't say that goddamn name with a straight face. Ding dong delivery. I'm not going to read the whole thing, except it says, please rest assured that we are taking this matter seriously. We will enhance our driver training program, including providing basic, everyday English guidance to help prevent similar situations in the future. Thanks for your understanding, and I sincerely apologize for any inconvenience. The Vice President of Ding Dong Delivery, also known as Uni Express. Ding dong delivery. Ding dong delivery. Oh, God. Of all the fucking names. Ding dong delivery. Who hires nothing but ding dongs? Yeah, the vice president of Ding Dong Delivery. I cannot believe that complaint got all the way to the top, to the vice president of Ding Dong Delivery. Man, they really were worried about me. Unbelievable. The vice president of Ding Dong Delivery. What the hell is his name? This goddamn thing is so long. I just took a little snippet. I know his name's in here somewhere. 3 goddamn pages. Of course. I love this part. This is a riot. When to leave package at a collection point? Well, I'm not a collection point. When to leave packages, where to leave packages at a delivery point? Front desk, apartment door, any location the recipient requested, and always confirm by SMS. That means take a picture. I like the part, any location the recipient requested. The front porch isn't where I requested. I know his name's on here somewhere. Don Cho. Don Cho. Don Cho. Hi. Yeah, Don Cho. C-H-O-U. Cho, Chu, Chow, Chow. C-H-A-O. Chow. Don Chow. Vice President. Don Chow. Sounds like something you'd order off a Chinese menu. Let me have 2 helpings of Don Chow. Thank you. Don Chow, Vice President of Consumer Relations. Don Chow. From Ding Dong Delivery. Don Chow. Yeah, you were close. You were close. You got the Don. Yeah, C-H-A-O, Chow. Or Chow, 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 Chow. From Ding Dong Delivery. That's what I think of his email. I'll tell you what, they really want me to lift my ban Evidently, it must be causing some sort of problems. I mean, they're literally begging, you know. But I find it hard to believe that this complaint went all the way to the top of consumer relations. I'm kind of shocked. Maybe he watched the show and found out that my show won an Oscar. Like, we better not fuck with him. I don't understand why they're frickin' begging. I mean, Golfo has been outstanding since I complained. But it only took basically one really bitchy complaint to Golfo, and they straightened out. But this outfit, 3 times in a row. I even, you know, the last idiot, you know, matter of fact, this is the only name that I got. Every other communication is, you know, DSP, what the hell is it? DSP management. Don Cho actually put his name on this. Because the last person that emailed me last week, I replied back, I said, don't you think that it's totally embarrassing for your company to receive them pictures of that package placed directly underneath a sign that says, do not deliver here? And then Don Cho responded to that reply. Yeah, they're going to teach their people English. What are they going to sit them down in a class at night with a bunch of kindergartners? A is for apple, B is for ball, C is for cup. But yeah, the vice president of consumer relations. I'm impressed. The grumpy old man pitches a bitch and bans them from delivering, and they're begging. They are literally begging. They want me to contact Temu and eBay and lift the ban. I guess it's a real bad black mark on them, evidently. Although I can't understand one person, although I'm sure I'm not the only person to pitch a bitch. But it's amazing the literal begging. Because in the email I got last week, they said, you know, would you consider allowing us to deliver again? And that's when I said, your driver literally put the package underneath a sign that said, do not deliver here. And then he took a picture. I guess the only thing he could understand was deliver here. Whoa, deliver here. Picture, click. And they didn't take one, they took 3. One at the front of the house, one with the address, and then the third one with the package underneath the sign that says, do not deliver here. And then Don Show, oh.
Whatever.
Talk about shaking up the corporation. Jesus. Usually complaints never go past the first or second person, you know. Like when I was dealing with that asshole outfit, you know, all state protection plan. I had more goddamn emails than China had rice from every person in the company. But yeah, they're begging. And I was considering saying, okay, I want to drag this out, but maybe I'll get a letter from the president of Ding Dong Delivery. I mean, I'm up there. I'm damn close to the CEO by now. Vice President of Consumer Relations for Ding Dong Delivery. Who the hell named that company up? I can see the CEO sitting there going, Ding Dong Delivery. Sounds good to me. I'd like to see the look on the CEO of Uni Express when he said, when somebody told him, well, we signed up a delivery company for Cleveland. Really? What's their name? Ding Dong Delivery. You're fired. Ding Dong Delivery. Oh my God. Although the old man still got it in him. I think this is the farthest up the line with any companies I've ever gotten. I didn't even get that far with Allstate Protection Plan. Although I did email the CEO. And then I got some underling to respond back. This has really gone up the chain. From Ding Dong Delivery. I never thought of that, Kathy. A case, not a box. Maybe I'll email them back and say, if you bring me a case of ding dongs, I'll let you deliver. Ding Dong Delivery. It sounds like some kindergartner. What are we going to call a company, teacher? Can we call it Ding Dong Delivery? Oh, that's pretty good for a kindergartner, yeah. Ding Dong Delivery.
Whippersnapper.
Matter of fact, I got that email about an hour ago. Although they're on Pacific time. I thought after the last email I was done when I said, don't you think it was kind of embarrassing for your driver to actually take a picture putting the package in the wrong place? And then Don Joe, I can't, one customer. It's not like I'm getting, shipping containers full of packages. One customer. Are they that scared of possibly losing a delivery contract? One customer? Although maybe my complaint was like the tip of the iceberg, like holy shit. Our drivers are that bad? I don't know. I'll let them hang for a little bit longer before I make a decision. It appears that Golfo is picking all the slack up for Ding Dong Delivery because lately every package that I've ordered off of Temu, well, I take that back. 90% of the packages or the items I've ordered off of Temu have come Golfo. Now, I got one today that went through the Postal Service. I have two that I thought would be here by now because it says out for delivery coming from Golfo. Matter of fact, I was hoping they'd be here sooner because the one item that I ordered was going to be for a prop for the show today. I have to wait till tomorrow now. But I'll tell you what, Golfo, the package is right there. Either in the milk chute or in the door. And it must, lately I think it's probably been the same driver because they've been ringing the bell. Although I do have a sign on the door that says ring bell to alert for deliveries. And so far I haven't heard a bell. So my two items aren't here yet. But it's unbelievable how Uni, also known as Ding Dong Delivery, are begging for me to reconsider. I don't understand it. I really don't. Unless they're afraid that somehow the CEO of Temu and the CEO of eBay are going to see this complaint. It makes no sense. I have never had a shipper literally beg me to allow them to deliver packages. Usually you do like with Golfo. I did two emails and problem solved. As a matter of fact, every now and then I get an email from customer relations from Golfo asking how they're doing. So they're keeping tabs on their drivers. And I literally honest, I said, hey, you guys are doing great. You know, Kathy, it's not like I sent a picture to Temu and eBay showing the package delivered in the wrong place. They're running scared. They really are running scared for some reason. I don't understand it. Maybe they're watching my YouTube channel and going, holy shit, he's telling the world. I don't know. It makes no sense. I'm loving it, though. I'm going to let Don Cho hang for a while. See if maybe he emails me again going, have you reconsidered? It makes no sense. I'm one little itty bitty person. Why are they shaking in their boots because I don't want them to deliver packages here? You know, it's not like I'm Amazon or Hershey Corporation or Ford, GM. I don't get it. I don't get it. Like I say, it's not like they're dropping a shipping container in my driveway, you know, full of packages. One package now and then. Unbelievable. But it sure escalated right up to the Vice President of Consumer Relations. Maybe if I wait long enough, I'll find out who the CEO is. I'll get an email from him or her. Please allow us to deliver your packages. Signed, Wing Chow from Ding Dong Express. Signed, Egg Foo Young. Ding Dong. Ding Dong. Ding Dong delivery. Oh my God. Of all names, Ding Dong Delivery. We hire a bunch of ding dongs. Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. You would think I was some big major corporation. I don't get it. I don't get it. I'm enjoying it though. I've never had anybody beg. Please, let us deliver your packages, please.
WTF?
That's what I said. Boy, I'll tell you, watching these court cases, and I'll tell you, Judge West, I think 3 times today, and it was 3 different days worth of court. She tells these guys, use your big boy voice. You know, when you're over in the jail, you're not mumbling. They get up in front of her. Then she's like, what? Speak up. Use your big boy voice. And then they still don't get any louder. It's unbelievable. You know, they stand in front of her like maybe she's going to throw a bolt of lightning at them or something. Oh, there was one kid today. He was talking like he had a mouthful of shit. A matter of fact, she told him about 6 times to speak up. And this kid was supposedly an honor student in high school. He could hardly speak English. He was mumbling in ghetto talk. I'm like, who the hell's your teacher? Teachers. Multiple. Even his mother got up, please, please, And then Judge West says, is he really an honor student? And she said, well, up until he got arrested, then he got thrown out of school. So she was trying to find some charter academy to get his ass in so that he can complete 12th grade and get his diploma. Even when he spoke up, he was talking like he had 12 dirty socks in his mouth. Ghetto mumble. And like she said to him, when you get over in that jail, I could probably hear you over here. Use that voice, the voice that you're insulting the guards with. And then she was reading off jail reports. He asked one guard, how many boyfriends have you had? And I don't know, she answered him. And he said, as ugly as you are, I can't see you ever having a boyfriend. But nothing but mumble. And when he did speak up, it was ghetto talk. And he was an honor student. Boy, talk about dropping the bar low. At that school, evidently, if you get a D-, you're an honor student. Well, he's not failing. Okay, we'll put him on the honor roll. Oh, he brought it up to a D+. Oh, we'll make him class president. Have these schools dropped the bar that low? Obviously. And I blame it on years ago when they enacted that No Child Left Behind. Because all they did was just push the dummies along. Oh, you're failing every course? That's okay. You're in 8th grade now. The end of the semester. Oh, you got all D's. Okay, you're in 9th grade now. We're turning out dummies. Literally uneducated idiots. And we're moving them right along. I guess as long as you get a D minus, you get a diploma. Oh, every class is a D minus. Okay, you pass. Here's your diploma. And evidently colleges have really dropped the bar. God, I remember when I applied to Tri-C. And I mean, I'm trying to think. I can't remember if I was 3.0, 2.9 maybe. I was no class president. And I had a tough time getting into Tri-C. And basically, the requirements to get into a community college, your body temperature has to be somewhere around 98.6 and you breathe on a regular basis. And they gave me a rash of shit. So they must really have dropped the bar pretty goddamn low. Hello, Mr. Applicant. Let's see. Do you breathe on a regular basis? Yes. Accepted. God, what are the requirements to get into like Yale? They must really. Although the elite colleges, it's money. That's all they look at. Can your parents afford $60,000 a year? Yes. Okay, you're admitted. I would like to know what the requirements are for like Yale, Princeton. What's that really elite college? I can't think of it. It's like the #1 Ivy League college in the United States. I can't think of it. Harvard. I'd like to see what the requirements are for Harvard. Yeah. You were just getting ready to hit send, and our minds connected, Kathy. Evidently, the requirements to get into Harvard are if your parents can afford $100,000 a year, you're granted entrance. They don't even look at your grade average. I think all of these Ivy League colleges, it's money. That's all it is. I'm trying to think. God, there was a big controversy several years back about some big Hollywood star, and her daughter was not really up there with the grade average. And they made a big donation to get the kid into school. And then word got around Oh, you didn't meet the grade requirements, but your parents dropped a couple million to our endowment fund, you know.
I love it.
Yeah, I think, oh yeah, like I say, I was no Harvard quality. I think I had like a 2.9 grade average, and the consular from the admittance office at Tri-C kind of give me some shit. And I said to him, I said, you're a community college. You're not going to get Harvard and Princeton and Yale students begging to come here. Okay, you're admitted. I went for a year and a half and I was like, fuck this place. Yeah, of course, if I'd have stuck it out for 6 more months, I might have got my degree, but I couldn't take the bullshit anymore. Not that back in that time the degree would have meant anything. Christ, nowadays you got to have a goddamn college degree to sweep a floor. .2. How many of them are out there today? How many 4.2s are out there today? Not with the way our schools are turning people out. It's the elitists. You know, the kids that basically went to private schools and had tutors, and the average kid graduating high school nowadays, I can't see too many 4.2s coming out of my alma mater. Maybe 2.4. I mean, I see the students. We're not talking no Ivy League kids coming out of my high school at end of the day. Especially the way they're dressed. Jesus. Kids nowadays, they just want to graduate. That's it. And you can actually graduate with straight D's, because I know somebody that did. Because I remember her crying in study hall one day because the goddamn consular was on her ass. Come on, bring up your F's to at least D so you can graduate. And she just barely snuck by. Kind of sad to know that you got straight D's and you get a diploma. Matter of fact, we had 4 or 5. See, the school did it, which I kind of applaud them. They didn't want to embarrass anybody. So the whole class graduated on stage. But there were like 5 students that I know of that when they opened that nice leather-bound folder, it was blank. There was a white sheet of paper inside. That was it. And in order to get their diplomas, they had to go to summer school, and none of them went. So there were 5 in our class that I know of that didn't get a diploma. But they didn't want to embarrass them, so they let them graduate on stage, you know. The principal stand there, Sally Smith, you know, handed the diploma, the obligatory handshake and photo op, and it was blank inside. I don't know if they do that now. Because when we got back, you know, when you file back on stage and sit down, the girl next to me opened that nice, beautiful leather-bound folder, and it had a white sheet of paper in it. And I was like, "Where's your diploma?" She whispered to me, "Well, I have to go to summer school, and I'm not going." Yeah, it was nothing more than a white sheet of paper. Because they kind of hold it open for the photo op, you know. But there were 5 that I know of that got blank diplomas. Oh, I take that back. It looked like a diploma, but it was not filled in and signed. There was no name on it or anything. It was just a blank diploma. Oh, yeah, that's bullshit. You know, back in my day, you had first, second, third. Now, everybody gets a participation trophy or gets a medal because they don't want people to cry. Oh, you'll embarrass the kid. He'll be ruined for life. He'll become a serial killer. Here's your participation trophy. Thank you. Yeah, you can thank the school boards for that. Because some psychologist that was on the school board said, "Oh, you know, you're going to ruin that kid for life." Poor kid will become a serial killer. Can't do that to him. You can't embarrass him because he didn't finish third. Can't embarrass the team. Yeah. That's what the world's come to, Kathy. Back in my day, if you came in 4th, oh well. We only give trophies out for 1st, 2nd, and 3rd place. I'm waiting for the Olympics. You'll get gold, silver, bronze, and the 4th place will get rust. Yeah, you got a medal. You were 4th. Yeah. That's what the world's come to. You don't see an Olympian that finished in fourth place sitting crying, throwing a tantrum. They might do it back in their hotel room, but, you know, sportsmanship. You didn't win, you didn't win. They try again next time. Not today. Not in school. Oh, God, no. You can't embarrass a kid. He'll be ruined for life. He'll have PTSD because in third grade he didn't get a medal. He'll have to go through therapy the rest of his life. Oh, in third grade I didn't win. Here, take this Xanax. It'll make you feel better. I forgot something.
Hump day, yeah. Hump day, yeah.
I knew I should have played that in the beginning. I was looking. There should be one more button I'm pressing today. Okay. Yeah, we're turning out a world full of fucking sissies. That's what we're turning out. Yeah, I couldn't believe that the first time I saw it. When everyone got a participation medal. I can't remember where I saw it. I was like, a participation medal? What the hell's that? Well, that's so that kid can go home and go, well, I didn't win, Mom, but look, I got a medal. It's the old, you don't have to try harder because you're going to get a medal anyway. I remember, growing up, as a matter of fact, and these kids today don't know what it was like. If you didn't finish in the top 3 and you started to cry, the teacher freaking backhand you. Grow up. Ow. You were literally taught sportsmanship, having it beat into your head. Yeah, any kid that threw a fit got their ass kicked in school. Grow up. That's what we were told. Grow up. In junior high school, I ran track. And believe me, there were many times I came in 4th. And I didn't sit and cry. I don't have PTSD. Although it would have added to the childhood that I grew up in, God, if anybody should be a frickin' serial killer, it should be me. These kids don't realize what it was like back in the 30s and 40s and 50s, even into the 60s. Then came that rule. You can call child services on your parents if they reprimand you. Here's the number. And they preached it in school. If your parents smack you, here's the number for child service. You can call on them. Here's the number. They passed it out in school. Here's the number. Who the hell's Afro Man? It's an Ohio case? I never heard of it. Afro Man? Oh, yeah, I missed your comment there, Kat. Yeah, definitely. I mean, there were a couple of times, I missed third place by like half a second. It definitely made me, work out a little more. I still never come in third. There was always somebody half a second ahead of me. Oodles, I never heard of that Afro Man. Who the hell is Afro Man? Sounds like something out of a kid's cartoon. Afro Man.
Damn.
Some superhero. I'm Afro Man. No, my kid would know. He's into that rap music. I call it crap music. God, some of the filth. One day he was playing something. I told him, I said, I'm going to cut the power to your room. Turn that shit off. All I heard was, fuck the police, fuck the police, fuck the police. Told him I was going to come up and put my foot through his flat screen. And he's 41. Of all the goddamn music to listen to. I didn't raise him that way. There was a lot of Glenn Miller in this house. Maybe that's why he went off the deep end. I don't know. Well, Oodles, he probably got lucky because he probably ditched all the guns and drugs somewhere else. He probably got tipped off to the raid and went, get that shit out of the house. Because all of these rappers are known to have guns and drugs and illegal money. Not saying that every police raid is clean, but he probably got tipped off, got rid of everything, and then when they come in, they're like, well, we can't find nothing. Like I say, I'm not saying not every raid is, Emily Post. But he probably got tipped off, especially if he had surveillance. Quick, put up a bunch of more cameras. Make sure the DVR's working. I will. I'll look into it. Sounds interesting. I'll look into it. Especially if it's an Ohio case, it'll be easy enough to find, considering I live in Ohio.
Whatever.
You missed it earlier, Oodles. I read an email, well, a section of an email that I got because I bitched about a delivery company. There's a bunch of these new companies, GoFo Express, Uni, SpeedX, Aqualine. And I bitched to Uni that the packages that they were delivering were right underneath a sign that says, do not deliver here. Deliver to side door. And I pitched a bitch. Well, the Ohio company that has the delivery franchise for Uni, get this, Oodles, it's called Ding Dong Delivery. That's the name of the company. Ding Dong Delivery. And I got a letter from the vice president of Consumer Relations. His name is Don Chow. And he said they're going to teach their drivers better English so that they can deliver properly. Yeah, mine says, deliver to side door only, and then in capital letters, not front porch. It's on every one of my shipping labels. They put it on my front porch underneath the sign that says, do not deliver here, deliver to side door, and then took a picture of the package right underneath the sign. And they've been emailing me because I banned them. I contacted Temu and I contacted eBay. And I said, do not ship any of my packages with Uni. And the franchisee for my area is called Ding Dong Delivery. And they are begging me to lift my ban. Like I say, I got the email today from Don Chow, telling me that we will enhance our driver training program, including providing basic everyday English guidance to help prevent similar situations in the future. From Don Chow from Ding Dong Delivery. That's the name of the company. They are begging me now. Like I said earlier, it's not like they're dropping a shipping container daily at my house full of packages. I am one stinking person. The CEO is Frank Liu? Really? Frank Liu. Actually, his name is Fuck Lou, but he decided to change it to Frank. Oh, Frank Liu. Well, maybe that's the next email I'll be getting from Frank Liu. Because if I don't respond to Don Chow, Don will probably go, hey, Frank, please send this guy an email. Frank Liu. Yeah, his name is Fuck You, but Frank Liu. From Ding Dong Delivery. Unbrickin' real. Ding Dong Delivery. That's got to be a riot. Hey, who do you work for? Oh, I work for Ding Dong Delivery. What? Ding Dong Delivery. Ding Dong Delivery. Avon calling with that masculine ring for men. I remember that commercial when they would advertise the men's aftershave. Avon calling with that masculine ring for men. They're not even an American outfit? Really? Their headquarters are in Canada? Holy shit. That's almost as bad as SpeedX. They're a French company. So Ding Dong Delivery is out of Canada. Or Uni or some... unbelievable. No wonder the letters are so polite. They're Canadian. Because them Canadians are always so polite. Oh, you don't like our country, eh? We'll change it. That's the way they are. Oh, you visit? You don't like our country, eh? We'll change it. Just for you. British Columbia. Can't get too much farther off the map. Wow. See, I didn't bother researching that far. I appreciate that, Kathy. I just pitched a bitch. That's all I did. I wrote a complaint. And then when they delivered the package The third time, then I literally contacted Temu and eBay and said, don't use that outfit for me. No more uni for Grumpy. God, you would think I was some worldwide corporation. Holy shit, he don't want us to deliver to him. Maybe they'll show up at my door. Here's a case of ding-dongs. Can we deliver to you now? Gee, that might happen. The way they're begging me to come back, maybe Frank Lou will show up at my door. Yeah, I want to take you out for steak. Maybe surf and turf. How's that? You like martini? I have limousine waiting out front. We're going to Morton's Steakhouse. You can order whatever you want. You can order double, take home. Please, we want to deliver a package to you. All right, Frank, let's go to dinner and we'll think about it. Either that or maybe one day a limousine will show up front of the house and they'll say, hey, we got a private jet sitting out at Burke Lakefront. We want to fly you up to British Columbia, give you a tour of our corporate office. Okay. Do I have to dress? This is okay? A hoodie and a old work shirt and a beanie? And no problem? All right, let me get my wallet. Oh, I can't go to British Columbia. I don't have a passport. Oh, you'll get one for me. A special visa. Okay, where's the plane? Get out to Burke Airport. There's a big Learjet sitting there. Have cocktails on the plane while we're flying to British Columbia. Oh, hors d'oeuvres. Oh, okay. And sushi. Oh, boy, you guys are going all out. Well, it's nice to dream, Kathy. Although it could happen, you know. God, they're so worried about me. Maybe Frank is having them warm that plane up right now. I think I'll hold off answering Don Chow and see if Frank Lou sends me an email. Because they're really worried about me. Please, let us deliver packages. We know where your side door is. We already took pictures. Okay, ding dong delivery. They are so worried about me. And it's not like I cussed and swore in the letter. Well, the last email wasn't Harvard grade. Maybe that's what scared them. Oh, maybe this grumpy old man is a big corporation. He have YouTube channel. Maybe that scared him right there. WDWL, NBC. Holy shit! Don't piss him off. What they don't know is I paid $20 to have that plate made. And the one here that says Universal. What does it say? Universal something. Universal Television. And the one on the front bumper of the shitbox says Fox. Although one day there will be one of these for real. If I ever get the title, I keep checking to make sure it's available. Because soon as I get that title, I'll get a temporary tag. And then while I have the temporary tag, I'll say, I want to order this license plate. And then the license bureau will go, okay, here you go. Here's your temporary tag of WDWL TV. Your plate will be in the mail in 2 or 3 weeks. Yeah, one plate says Universal Television. This one says NBC. And the one on the front of the Passat says Fox. I don't think I got an ABC. I didn't order an ABC. I don't know why. I ordered a Universal. I don't know why I did Universal. Because the guy put on the plate whatever I wanted. Because I got Fox News. I got NBC. I should have ordered an ABC. And a CBS. I should have ordered a CBS. But at $20 a plate. I'll tell you what, I hope that deal doesn't go through with Paramount buying Warner Brothers. I know right now they're fighting it because they said then, it'd be a big conglomerate. But Paramount is trying to purchase Warner Brothers. Yeah, I would hate to see the old Warner Brothers logo disappear. And it's amazing how big Universal Studios got. Because Warner Brothers was like the biggest. And then Paramount. Or no. It was Warner Brothers and 20th Century, wasn't it? I'm trying to think what the two big studios were back in the day. Warner Brothers was number 1. I can't remember who was number 2. Was it Paramount? Yeah, I'm going to have to gargle it. Because Warner Brothers was like king of TV and movies. Because Warner Brothers had all the big stars. I can't remember who number 2 was. Yeah, old Paramount, they're kissing ass with the SEC. And the SEC keeps saying, well, you would just about own 50% of Hollywood. Although, all these studios are going more and more with AI and green screen and putting so many actors out of a job. Although I don't think they make any movie nowadays that's worth watching. Because SAG and AFTRA have been really complaining about that. Because like the Screenwriters Guild, they're saying, well, shit, now they're developing scripts with AI, putting all the writers out of business, out of jobs. Yeah, let's write a script. All right, let me get Chat GTP up on my cell phone and although I really can't complain too much about AI. Considering I have 2 books. If it wasn't for AI, Grumpy wouldn't be an author. And there might be a 3rd book on the way. Just saying. And look at the thickness of them books. It's amazing how answering some stupid questions can get you a 360-page book. What's interesting is book 1 is only 234 pages, or book 2. Book 1 is 360. Thank you, AI. Although I was going to read excerpts, I'm going to have to start doing that. It was Paramount was number 2. Okay. I kind of thought so. But I still don't want to see that deal go through. I really don't. Because I doubt if you would see the logo Paramount/WB. The poor Warner Brothers are rolling in their graves right now. Oh, I thought you were all done. Come on, Kathy, I'm waiting to see the new book. Although you're writing it for your well, maybe she's listening. You didn't hear that.
Wow!
Does she listen in much? Or does she go, "Oh, Grandma, you're listening to that idiot again? Come on. You got better things to do." Not to mention he's got a stupid beard. Two-tone. That dark spot right there. I get everybody says, "Hey, your beard's dirty." Nah, it's that stupid dark spot right there. Not today. Oh, okay. You have to kind of let me know in advance so that I can clean it up. I don't want to swear in front of her. I'll keep it clean for her.
For Pete's sake!
Okay, I'll clean it up. Don't worry. Oh, I saw something the other day. Oh, I got an email from Michael's, which I hate that place anyway. And starting next month, they're having free crocheting classes. Learn to crochet with whoever the big crocheter is. I forget her name. But they're going to start offering free classes. Learn how to crochet with Susie the Crocheter. I don't know. As soon as I saw that email, I thought of you, Kathy. I was like, wow, they're going to teach young kids how to crochet. A lost art. God, I remember back growing up, just about everybody's mother crocheted or knitted. I remember going over to one girl's house and getting ready to sit down on the couch. And her mother's like, "Wait a minute, my crochet basket's there. Don't sit on my knitting needles." Really? Outstanding. See, I kept forgetting to ask about it. Cool. I'm glad she finished it. Yeah, God, I remember growing up. As a matter of fact, the neighbor next door, Marge, that woman could knit. Holy shit. She would, you couldn't even see her goddamn fingers. She'd be sitting there watching TV. Next thing you know, here's a sweater. God, Marge was knitting everything. Matter of fact, she made me a vest. I don't know whatever happened to it. She sat down and she knitted me a vest. It was brown and black. And it was, what do they call, argyle? Yeah, because the yarn was brown and black and white. And she knitted me a vest out of this argyle yarn. And it was the neatest looking vest. Because the one day she called me over. And she got out her tape measure. I said, what are you measuring? She goes, I'm going to surprise you. And it was like 2 weeks later. She gave me this neat Argyle, because I saw the balls of yarn before she started, and they were brown, black, and white. Oh, Marge, she was like a second, third grandmother. Goddamn chat keeps disconnecting and reconnecting. I wonder why. I'm not saying things nasty. Twice now. Chat disconnected, chat successfully connected. I wonder what the hell's going on with YouTube. They disconnect my chat, then they reconnect my chat. I'm not that offensive tonight, YouTube. Leave my chat alone. Bing dong delivery. That's happened before. I don't understand why it gets disconnected and then, it's telling me it's successfully connected. Maybe they shit-canned me altogether. YouTube, I wasn't that offensive. Are you connected to Ding Dong Delivery, maybe? Is Frank Lou telling you to disconnect my chat? Interesting. I've never seen that before. As many times that I'll be in somebody's YouTube chat, I've never seen it disconnected. And mine gets disconnected, and supposedly it's reconnected. I don't understand what's going on. Although I don't know if you can see it on your end. Can you see in the chat, Kathy, where it says disconnected and reconnected? Do you see the red bar and then the white bar? Or is it just on my end? Oh, yeah. I know, Kathy, especially when Todd gets cranked up. I quit watching him. I can't stand him. Talk about somebody that always looking for sympathy, thinks he's getting picked on when he causes his own problem. I don't know if YouTube, I don't understand that. So you don't see it on your end, huh? Because right underneath, when you said the potholder is beautiful, the chat disconnected, then it reconnected, and then you said, oh, nice, and then it disconnected again, and then it reconnected, and that's when you put in there the trust me. So you're not seeing it. It's just on my end. Interesting. Well, that explains why I've never seen it in anybody else's chat. But I don't know why I would be getting disconnected unless Frank Lou called YouTube and said, hey, he's making fun of my company. Ding dong delivery. Watch, it'll disconnect again. Oh, boy. Hey, the walking belly is here. You're late. Your timer is still not. Aren't you with daylight savings time yet? He's sitting there, the belly sticking out and the 2 feet, and he's just looking at me like, feed me. I see you sitting there. Nope, don't. No nails in my leg. Nope. Just sit there. I'll feed you. Let me get the exit music and I'll feed you. Don't dig your nails in my leg. All right, everybody. Thanks for being here. We know where, right here, WDWL TV, home of not one, but 2 stars on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, and an Oscar. Take that, Frank Lou. All right. Kathy, have a wonderful rest of your evening. Everybody else, take care. And we will see you again tomorrow night. See ya! And the obligatory second see ya.